Hello and welcome to the another session of Maths, Physics and Travel. Today I am going to solve a question from the sequences, and this question was part of 058042 October number 2020. So let's start this question. So if you see on my screen, sequences are given. A, B, C are the sequences in which first, second, third and fourth term is given. We have to identify fifth term and nth term. So let's start with the first question. If you'll see, the first question is like a sequence 13 9 5 1. If you see, there is what number is decreasing by 4. That means if I will do the successive minus preceding, which is 9 minus 13 is going to be minus 4, 5 minus 9 is going to be minus 4, and 1 minus 5 is going to be minus 5. So that's why we can say this is what kind of sequence is this? Is a linear sequence or arithmetic sequence. Okay, so let's solve this question. So if you see this one, the difference is going to be 4 minus 4, here as well minus 4, and here as well minus 4. That means sequencing, if I write for the linear or the arithmetic sequence, Tn is equals to be a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so a plus n minus 1 into d. A is the first term, n is the number of term, and d is the successive minus preceding, which is common difference. In this scenario, if you'll see, it is going to be minus 4 minus 4. So next term will be 1, if I write here 1, and minus 4, which is going to be minus 3. So this is my next or the fifth term. Now in this formula, a is the first term. If you see, the sequences have 13 is the first term, and I am going to write here n minus 1 as it is, and d is common difference, which is going to be minus 4. So in this scenario, if we'll expand the bracket, minus 4n and minus will be plus. So 13 plus 4, which is going to be 17 minus 4n. So my nth term, if I have to write here 17 minus 4n, or we can rearrange and write minus 4n plus 17. So there is another way we can directly write as well. What is the common difference? If we'll see, minus 4, so I can write here minus 4n. Now plus, okay, and we have to first term minus the successive minus the difference. So it is going to be 13 minus of 4. So if we'll solve this one, we are going to get 17 minus and minus plus. So minus 4 and plus 17 is going to be our answer. So like this way we can solve. Now let's focus on the second question, which is 0, 7, 26, 63. So this is 0, then 7, then 26, then 63. Now we have to think, this is not a linear, or we can say arithmetic. It is not an arithmetic progression. Or why? Because there is a difference. If you see, 0 minus 7 or 7 minus 0 is 7, 26 minus 7 is going to be 19. So it's not going to be constant, right? So that's why we can't say it is a arithmetic progression. So how we can solve? So there is another way. Just we have to think what we can do it. If I will think like 0 cube, 2 cube, which is like 8, right? Which is near. If I say 3 cube, 27, which is nearby 26. 4 cube, 64. And if you'll see here, 0 cube, my bad, it's like 1 cube. Okay, so 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube and 4 cube. Now if I'll subtract 1 from each. Okay, so 1 cube minus 1 is going to be 0. 2 cube is 8. 8 minus 1 is going to be 7. 27 minus 1, 26. 64 minus 1 is going to be 63. So like this way I can write 5 cube minus 1, which is going to be 125 minus 1, 124. So our fourth term will be 124. Now nth term, so similar way we can write here n cube minus 1. So this is going to be n cube minus 1. So like this way, it's not necessary that we have to apply formula. We have to think like what we can do it. Like in this cube, if you see here, 0, 7, 26, 63, 7, 2 cube, it was like 26 is like 3 cube, right? So we can subtract 1 and we can get the answer. So like this way we have to identify the pattern, and then we have to implement the formula. So next question, if you see 7 upon 8, it is in fraction like p upon q form. 7 upon 8, 8 upon 16, 9 upon 32, 10 upon 64. What we can do in this? 7, 8, 9, 10. First think about the, so this is going to be arithmetic, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Next term will be 11. I'm going to write here 11. So that means this is what? 11, right? So if you see the difference is 1, right? So if I have to write here Tn, in this scenario I can write here A plus n minus 1 into D. A is going to be 7, n minus 1 into D is 1. So 7, n minus 1, which is going to be n plus 6. So n plus 6 is our nth term. So first part is done. Now think about denominator. It is like 8, then 16, then 32, then 64, like so on. So if you'll see here 8, 16, this is what a double, right? So double we are, if you think here, so this is kind of, we can say this is an example of geometric series. Okay, so geometric series, how we can solve this kind of question? So geometric series, what we have to do, Tn is equals to, there is formula a into r raised to power n minus 1, where r is nothing but the common ratio. Common ratio is always successive upon preceding. Successive is 16 upon preceding, which is going to be 2, 32 upon 16, which is going to be 2. So our r, we got it, which is 2 in this case. So Tn is going to be a, which is 8, a is the first term, r is 2, 2 raised to power n minus 1. Now 8, what we can write, 2 raised to power 3 into 2 raised to power n minus 1. We can use indices formula. What is indices formula? I am going to write over here, a raised to power m into a raised to power n is going to be a raised to power m plus n. So here we can write here 3 plus n minus 1, which is going to be n plus 2. 2 raised to power n plus 2. So our nth term will be 2 raised to power n plus 2. And here what we can write here, just multiply by 2. 8 into 2, 16, 16 into 2, 32, 32 into 2, 64. 64 into 2 is 128. So this was all about the first part of the question. Now moving to the second part of the question. So if you'll see here second part, one term in the sequence is p upon q. Write down the next term in the sequence c in terms of p and q. So if you'll see, this is 7 upon 8, 8 upon 16, 9 upon 32, 10 upon 64, and this one. If you'll see this one, from there what we can see, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's like going to be in plus 1, right? So next term will be our p plus 1 for the numerator. And denominator, if you'll see 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, which is a multiplication of 2. So our next term will be 2 into q. So like this way we can solve sequences problem. So please do share and subscribe. Let me know if you have any question in the comment section. Thank you for watching this.